My parents spent my entire college fund on my sister's wedding, not part of it, all of it, and somehow, they still think I'm the bad guy. I'm 22 years old. And for basically my entire life, my parents promised me one thing. Don't worry about college. They said it constantly. We've been saving for years. You're covered. You'll graduate debt-free. So I believed them. I worked hard in school, got good grades, stayed out of trouble, even worked part-time during high school, and eventually, I got accepted into my dream university. Honestly, I was proud of myself for the first time in years. I felt like my future was finally coming together, but then my older sister got engaged and everything changed. Now, I need to explain something first. My sister has always been the favorite child. Everyone in the family knows it. Even relatives joke about it sometimes. She's loud, emotional, dramatic. Every family event somehow becomes about her. Meanwhile, I was the quiet kid, the easy child, the one nobody worried about. At first, the wedding planning seemed normal, then things started getting insane. My parents booked this huge luxury venue, then came the designer dress, then the live band, then custom decorations, and eventually, they decided to have the wedding in Italy. I remember sitting there thinking, how are we even paying for this? But every single time I asked about money, my mom gave me the exact same answer. Your sister deserves one perfect day. That sentence still makes me angry. A few months later, my university sent the first tuition deadline. So I sat down with my parents to talk about the college fund, and the second I mentioned it, the room went completely silent. My dad stared at the floor. My mom looked like she was about to cry. That's when I knew something was seriously wrong. Then my mom quietly said, "We need to talk," and honestly, nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. The money was gone, completely gone. At first, I thought they meant part of it, maybe half, maybe they borrowed some, temporarily. No, all of it was gone. They spent nearly my entire college fund on my sister's wedding. I actually laughed when they told me, not because it was funny, because my brain literally couldn't process what I was hearing. Then my mom started crying. She said, "We thought we could replace the money before you needed it, but here's the thing, they didn't replace anything, because after the wedding, they also helped my sister and her husband buy a house. Meanwhile, I was suddenly facing massive student loans, and the craziest part, my sister didn't even seem sorry, not even a little. She literally looked at me and said, 'Well, weddings are important too.' I swear something inside me broke when she said that, but somehow, it got even worse. A few days later, my sister invited me out to lunch. At first, I actually thought she wanted to apologize. She didn't. The second I sat down, she immediately started talking about her honeymoon, Italy, private villa, wine tours, boat rides. Meanwhile, I was secretly calculating how much debt I was about to take on. Then she suddenly looked at me and said something I still can't believe. She said, "You're honestly lucky Mom and Dad spent the money on something meaningful." I just stared at her. I genuinely didn't know how to respond. Then she kept going. She said college was overrated, that most people don't even use their degrees, and that memories last forever. Memories. I remember feeling this insane mixture of anger and disbelief because she was talking about wedding photos while I was thinking about years of debt. Then she suddenly asked, "Why are you making such a big deal out of this?" That question honestly shocked me because in her mind, she truly didn't think she did anything wrong, and somehow, that hurt even more than losing the money itself, the realization that my own family genuinely believed her wedding mattered more than my future. After lunch, I sat in my car for almost an hour just staring at the steering wheel. I kept replaying everything in my head, the promises, the lies, the years of hearing, "Don't worry, we've got you covered." It was all fake, and that's when I stopped feeling guilty, because up until that moment, part of me still thought maybe I was overreacting. But after hearing my sister talk like that, I realized they never planned to choose me. After that conversation, I barely spoke to any of them. I ended up taking student loans because I had no other choice, and while I was stressed out trying to figure out my future, my parents kept posting wedding photos online, luxury hotel, champagne, tower, fireworks, private beach. Every single post made me more angry. Then Thanksgiving happened, and this is where everything completely exploded. My parents invited the whole family over. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins. At some point during dinner, my uncle asked me, "So, how's college going? Your parents must be proud helping you pay for everything." And before I could stop myself, I said, "Oh, they didn't help me. They spent my college fund on Jessica's wedding." The entire table went silent, like completely silent. You could literally hear silverware hitting plates. My mom instantly panicked. She started saying, "That's not the full story." But then everyone started asking questions. "Wait, all the money? He has loans now? You spent his education savings on a wedding?" And suddenly my parents looked absolutely horrible, because there really was no defense. Even my grandparents looked shocked. Apparently, they had no idea what happened. Then my sister completely lost it. She started screaming at me in front of everyone. She said I was jealous, bitter, trying to ruin her marriage. And honestly, maybe part of me was, because while she got her dream wedding in Italy, I got debt. Then my grandfather said something I'll never forget. He looked directly at my parents and said, "You stole your son's future." Nobody said a word after that. Dinner basically ended right there. People grabbed their coats and left early, and after that night, the family completely split apart. Some relatives stopped talking to my parents entirely. My grandparents actually helped me financially after hearing everything. But my parents? They blamed me, not for the money, not for lying to me for years, not for destroying my future plans. No, they blamed me for embarrassing them. Now, my sister refuses to speak to me. My parents say I turned the family against them. But honestly, if the truth makes you look like a bad person, maybe your actions were the problem in the first place.